What's going on, y'all? It's your boy No Interest, and I'm back again with another one. I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon for more videos like this. That being said, let's get into it. Roy Jones Jr. Oh yeah, matter of fact, like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, notification icon for more videos like this. Hit that share button. Make sure you share the video. And make sure you hype the video. I need this video hyped up. I need all of my videos hyped up. And I need you guys to share it for me, man. Come on. And make sure you check out all my previous videos. I've been dropping a lot of videos recently. Let's work, man. Let's get these videos moving for more content like these. That being said, let's get into it. Roy Jones Jr., guys. Roy Jones Jr. was recently asked about the Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez fight, and he gave his opinion on it. And he said, everything I thought was gonna happen happened. You know, I picked Bud to win the fight because of everything he brought to the table. He brought too much to the table for me not to see him winning the fight. You know, but then after he was giving his opinion on Crawford versus Canelo, the reporter asked him, what would a fantasy fight with you and Bud look like? What's wrong with these reporters, bro? Boxing fans, what's wrong with these reporters? Why do reporters try to be so controversy or start controversies when it comes to the sport? It's ridiculous, man. Roy Jones was smiling the whole time. He was cool. But then, when the reporter asked him about him and Bud, his whole energy changed. He like, damn, bro. You want to compare this little guy to me? Like, if we were to fight, what I would do to him or who would win the fight? Roy Jones didn't like that. He didn't like that. So he went off a little bit. He didn't disrespect Bud, though. I didn't take it like a disrespect. He just said, I would be too much for him. I'd be too fast, too quick, too athletic for him. You know, in my prime, I was the best pound for pound fighter. Some people say I was the best pound for pound fighter of all time in my prime. You know. So, Roy Jones is rightfully right for saying what he said. You know, I can't sit here and say Bud would beat Roy Jones Jr. No, I'm not going to sit here and say that. You know, Bud Crawford specifically went up to 68. He probably would have never fought at 68 if Canelo Alvarez wasn't undisputed and he didn't start at 140 and Bud never wanted to go get those belts because Canelo stepped on Bud's toes by fighting Charlo and ruining Bud other undisputed fight. So Bud had to get the fight some way, somehow. And Canelo Alvarez was the perfect opponent, the face of boxing, a guy who started his career at 140. I started my career at 135. The perfect fight is going up there for a guy who moved up in weight like I'm moving up in weight. It made all the sense in the world why Bud decided to go to 68 for Canelo. So the reporter trying to start strive in the sport of boxing by asking these fantasy questions about Bud versus Roy Jones when nobody in their mom ever mentioned that conversation, ever mentioned that fight. That's not even a fight people want to talk about. You understand what I'm saying? In his prime, Roy was different. We don't want to talk about a fight like that. Why would you want to put Bud versus Roy when Roy was always the bigger man, faster, athletic? You know, we know Bud's going to hold his own, but we can't just flat out say Bud's going to beat Roy Jones. We can't do that. We can't say Bud's going to be a prime Roy Jones. Just like we probably can't say Floyd will be the prime Roy Jones. You know, these guys, they were great in their respective weight classes and generations. These reporters try to get fighters to come out their character and say things you know, that people will probably take the wrong way. I'm not gonna say Roy took it the wrong way. Roy just looked at it like, dang, really? Like, come on now. You forgetting who Roy Jones is. I was great in my prime. You understand what I'm saying? So, I feel like that's how he just took it. And I don't want to get off topic, but I also want to mention something that involves Roy Jones Jr. and Earl Spence Jr. This is the funniest thing ever, guys. I want you guys to listen to me for a second. So, Roy Jones did an interview a few years ago saying why he believed Terence Crawford would beat Earl Spence. Because he's seen enough of Terence Crawford, and Crawford's been fighting at a higher level, and Crawford has too much in his toolbox for a guy like Earl Spence. He said, I just don't see Earl beating Crawford. And he said, because of what he said, guys listening, when fighters do these interviews, they gotta watch what they say sometimes. But that's like sugarcoating how they really feel. So Roy Jones is not a guy to probably sugarcoat stuff. He's gonna tell you straight up. He did the same thing with Canelo Alvarez fight. He told us why Crawford will beat Canelo. He's been saying that for months going into the fight, and people were saying Roy, he's still punch drunk from getting knocked out, all kinds of stuff. You know how boxing fans are brutal and disrespectful when they don't agree with a guy. All of these fans were saying the legends are wrong for picking Bud to win, all kinds of stuff. But the one I'm trying to talk about that is crazy is Roy and Earl Spence. Roy said because of his interview where he picked Bud to beat Earl, he was in Dallas one time and he ran into Earl Spence. Or something like, or Earl ran into him and he tried to shake Earl's hand. And Earl was like, don't shake my hand, go shake Terence Crawford's hand. You pick him to beat me, right? He said, don't shake my hand, go shake Terence Crawford's hand. You pick him to beat me, right? Well, go shake his hand, don't shake my hand. Don't shake my hand, go shake his hand. You feel me? Don't shake my hand. I don't want you shaking my hand. Go shake Terence Crawford's hand. You pick him to beat me, right? Since you pick him to beat me, go shake his hand. We cool, we friends. And Roy said he was shocked, all because he picked Crawford to beat Earl. Earl took it personal and was like, don't talk to me, don't shake my hand, don't say nothing to me. Until I ended the fight. Now after the fight, how you feel, Earl? How you feel? You lost. You not only lost, you've been retired for 3 years. Now if you see Roy Jones again, are you going to apologize? You going to apologize for the man telling the truth? Anyways, your boy No Interest, and I'm out.